We sent messengers as bringers of good tidings and warners, so that mankind will have no argument against Allah after the messengers. And ever is Allah exalted in might and wise.
Assalamu alaikum. Well, now that's more like it. I like this. This is looking good. You guys are all attentive and ready to go, mashallah. And this good behavior encourages me, makes me want to sit with you and talk to you even more about our subject about prophets. You remember we were talking about prophets, right?
Yes.
And we were talking about prophet came with a message. Yeah?
Yeah.
Who remembers the message?
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
That's exactly right. La ilaha illallah. There's no God to worship except one God, right? But the problem comes in that not everybody tells the truth. Some people tell the truth and some people don't tell the truth. So if a prophet comes to us and tells us anything, we should believe them. But what if somebody comes to us, says they're a prophet, but they're really not a prophet? Uh-oh. Now we'd have a problem, right? So how would we find out? Well, we have to use our head. You can use your brain, right? Now, if somebody came to your house, knocking on the door, and they said, I want to come in your house. Would you just open the door and let them come in? You don't even know who they are? Would you? No. You would say, who are you? Yeah? And then maybe they would say, I work for the telephone company and I want to look at your telephone. Would you now open the door and just let them walk in? No. Not yet. Okay. Especially if you look around your house and you discover you don't even have a telephone. Who is this guy, right? Why should I let this guy come in the door? He said, I'm with the telephone company. We'll ask him for what? Proof. Can we ask him for proof? Yeah. Can you prove who you are? He said, of course I can. So, okay, tell us, how will I know? He said, well, because telephone company doesn't lie, right? I work for the telephone company, therefore I can't lie, so let me in your house. You let him in now? No. Now he's sounding even worse, doesn't he? He said, look, if you have some proof, maybe we'll think about it. What proof do you have? And then if he said, well, I have my ID. I have some, photograph and information about me on a card. It shows I work for the phone company. Now will you let him in?
No.
Wait a minute. I want to see it. He said he had it, but I didn't see it yet. I want to see it, okay? He said, okay. But I don't have it with me. I'll bring it later. No. I want to see your proof. Give us the proof so we can see who you are. Make sense? Now, if he brings a picture, an ID, and it says he works at the phone company, maybe he's telling the truth. But should also be a phone number. And we'll call and check and see if he really is the right person. Make sense? But if we look, we said, oh, but there's no phone number on here. He said, oh, we don't have a phone. How are you working for the phone company and you don't have a telephone? Duh. Okay, hold on a second. Let's think about this. If he's really who he says he is, there should be some way we could prove it. Otherwise, I'm not going to open the door. Make sense? All right, now, using what we just talked about, letting somebody in our door, what about a prophet? Because if somebody comes to tell me about something that I can't see, like Jannah or Jahannam, somebody's telling me about paradise, somebody's trying to tell me about hellfire, somebody's telling me there's a God, somebody's saying things about Bibles or Qurans, things like that. But how do I know if I can believe this guy? I need to find more proof, yes? But what proof would I have? What would be his identification? How can I verify? I just want to be sure because I don't know. So what kind of proof would a prophet have to have? Now, if he just pulled out a piece of paper, has his picture on there and said, this is Prophet George, or this is Prophet Bill, or Prophet Betty, or Sarah, is that okay?
No. No.
No, I don't think so. Especially if I look at it, I think you just made that up in the parking lot. I think you just did that. So how will I know? Well, if they really came from God, if there really is a God, and they really came from God, then the proof that they have should be something only God could do. Make sense? So let's give an example about that. Let me think. How about Musa? You know who Musa is? Moses?
Yes.
Okay. Musa, alayhi salam, peace be upon him. Remember, we're going to say this about all the prophets. We're going to say, alayhi salam, peace be upon him, right? So, Musa, or Moses, had some miracles that came with him. Because he went to Pharaoh. You know, Pharaoh was like the king of Egypt or something like that. And Pharaoh, he was telling people that he's the Lord. He wants people basically to pray to him, worship him. It was really bad. And he used to kill people just for fun. Something to do in the afternoon. Are you busy? No, let's go kill some people. You know, he didn't care. So this is the kind of man he was, really bad. Now Musa, alayhi salam, went to him and was telling him, you know what? I am the prophet of Allah. I am a messenger of Allah. And I'm here for my people. Let them go. Because, see, Pharaoh had the people of Moses trapped, making them work like slaves. Horrible. So the Pharaoh, he said, nah, you're no problem. Get out of here. Besides, he wants people to pray to him. If you say that there's another God, well, that doesn't work for Pharaoh anyway. So what happened? Well, to prove it, God sent miracles with Musa, alayhi salam. Let me give you some examples of what happened. When Pharaoh rejected the message, he said, nah, I don't need that. So Allah made things happen. Well, you know what? One of the things that happened? Bugs. Ugly, nasty bugs. You know, insects? They just came all over, everywhere. And they were destroying everything. And they wouldn't go away until Pharaoh said, okay, okay, okay. But after he did that, the bugs went away. But then he said, never mind, changed my mind. And Allah brought another one on him. One time Allah made all the ground dry. And there was no water for the people to drink. And he said, okay, 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 okay. And then Allah made the water come, and guess what? He said, nah, I'm still not going to let them go. He still didn't want to believe. Now Moses, had a helper. Even his helper was his brother named Harun. His own brother said, yes, he's really a prophet. This is the prophet. He said, so I still don't believe you. You know why? He doesn't want to accept the signs. Clear proof. Many signs. We've talked about the locusts. There's mention of frogs. A whole bunch of frogs. That'd be pretty gross, wouldn't it? Ugh. So many things came. Ew. Even the water turned into blood. Not only they don't have water, now what they do have turns into blood. It's running like blood. Nobody could drink it. And he said, okay, 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 yeah, all right, you can go. But as soon as Allah made it stop and come back to normal, again, look what this guy does. He's bad. Now, another thing that Pharaoh did, he had magicians. Now, these magicians used to come and trick the people to think that Pharaoh has some power. So they would take things like sticks and things like that, throw them out, and make these sticks, through their little trickery, look like snakes, moving around, twitching on the ground. And the people would be like, whoa, you know. But it was just tricks. So Pharaoh's going to bring his magicians with their tricks. But Musa, alayhi salam, was sent by Allah, and Allah told him what to do. What should he do? Allah told him, take your stick. Now he had what's called asa, stick. Yeah. And Allah told him, take your stick and throw it down, and it's going to become what? Snake. Exactly right. And then he said, Allah told him, stretch out your hand to get your stick, and the snake's going to turn back to a stick. It'll be okay. Don't be afraid. It'll be all right. So when they came, the magicians said, who should go first? And actually they said, who should throw first? Should the magicians throw their thing or should Musa? Musa told them, go ahead. You go ahead. Throw your thing. And they did. They threw their sticks out there, and the little, probably had strings or something with it, something stupid. But the people were going, oh, look. The little sticks are becoming sticks. And then Musa alayhi salam threw down his stick. Only became a giant real snake. And the snake ate up all of those fake snakes. And then when Musa alayhi salam stretched out his hand, the snake turned back to stick, and he picked it up. And look, it's just a stick. Now the magicians were looking like, uh-oh, excuse me, where's my little magic trick? This must be, oh my God, there really is a God. There really is Allah, and Moses is the messenger. And right away they did what people do when they recognize that there really is Allah. They put their head on the ground and they bow down to Allah. And that's what they did. Now, all the time Pharaoh is watching this stuff. He's on a big throne, like, hey, what's up with that, And then when he saw his magicians bowing down, and they said, we believe in the God of Moses. We believe in the God of Moses. Now, Pharaoh's going, These guys, yep, they made a deal with Moses, and they're just tricking me. That's it. You guys, you sold me out. That's it. I'm going to have you drawn and quartered. I'm going to have them beat you. They're going to cut your leg, cut your arm. I'm going to have to do all... And you know what they said? We don't really care. We don't care what you do, because you're not Allah.